Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me.
Thank
And
you.
I'm glad you're here for our first initial appointment. My name is Stephanie. You can call me Steph if you like.
Okay.
And what brings you in today?
Well, I've been having some issues with time management and self-care. I get so busy with my schedule, during the week. I'm doing several things, 2 or 3, 4 things. And so it really gets crazy, and I get myself forgetting things, having a little bit of anxiety, staying up at night.
Okay.
Kind of struggling with that.
So I heard you say that you have a lot of things going on. What are these specific things that you have going on?
Well, right now I work full time. I go to college part time.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank goodness, thank you. And then I help my sister. She's going through some cancer treatments right now.
Oh.
And then of course I have my grandchildren who I just want to spend all my time with. So
yes,
it's hard. It's hard on me trying to decide.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot, to manage and a lot on your plate. Do you have any other supports, in your immediate circle?
Well, it's a little hard because I'm the one who usually gives all the support for everyone. I'm the person who everyone depends on. And so I think for me it hasn't been easy to acknowledge my emotions. Because I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting stressed, I'm getting all of that.
Yes.
And I haven't been able to just even acknowledge it. So I think that's kind of what I was hoping we could talk a little bit about and find some ways to kind of help me with that.
Yeah, and I definitely hear that, like I said before, you definitely have a lot going on, and I commend you for taking all this on and managing it the way you do, because I know a lot of people cannot do that, but I definitely believe that you need some me time, as they say.
Right.
And I know it can definitely be hard to carve out because, life honestly might not care about our plans or our schedules or things that we are, required to do or want to do, in regards to spending time with your lovely grandchildren. I would say just to start out, if you could, just to take maybe 2 to 5 minutes out of any point in the day, whether that be the morning, afternoon, or in between your classes, and just sit and relax. Or if you love to take walks, and just reflect and just breathe and just have some me time. Okay. Because I know from what I'm hearing from you, it sounds like, it is difficult to get, your me time because you have a lot on your plate. But I think maybe just starting out with like 2 to 5 minutes of the day, like maybe even when you just wake up and just lay there instead of jumping up to rush to, get ready and prepare for your day. I just think of I'm here today, like another day, I'm happy to be here, and just, give yourself positive thoughts, because you are doing a lot of positive things, and I want you to acknowledge that.
That's true. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I've kind of heard a little bit about mindfulness. Do you think that would help me in any way? I mean, just being mindful and being aware of where I am right now, kind of like you were saying, waking up and just being aware that, hey, I'm here another day.
Yes, yeah, and that is a really good point. Yeah, mindfulness and awareness, because I know we as women, we are the caretakers, and most families the matriarch, and it definitely sounds like that is your role in your family, and I know that could definitely be a burden for you, but like I said, just having that me time and taking like 2 to 5 minutes just for yourself, just to start out with, I think would be very positive and helpful, for you. And then maybe as time goes on, maybe we could, you could schedule things, talk to your family members, maybe try to have a schedule, because, we can only take so much before other things on the list kind of can fly away. They go to the back of the head, and they're like, oh no, and I understand that is definitely a human thing,
Well, and I know they say 30 minutes of exercise, but where do you put that exercise in? But if you have a specific daily schedule, even a written schedule, you could make sure you put that in.
Yes.
So I think a little bit of me time, like you're saying, in the morning, afternoon, evening, and then maybe more exercise somewhere in there, 30 minutes?
Yes.
Every other day or something?
Yeah, if you can, yeah, and you could just start out with the little, and don't put any extra pressure on yourself. If you can only start out maybe one time a week,
Right.
or even maybe one time every other week, you know, depending on how
That's
things
true.
go, because it is the holiday time, and things are definitely rearing up. So I would say just start out small.
Okay.
Because, you know, you don't want to put too much pressure on yourself, and then you don't want to feel guilty or bad that, oh, I didn't even get to do 2 times this week. So I would say, yeah, start out with one day a week, and anything that feels good to you, like if you love to walk, if you like to meditate, if you like to hike, you know, if you like to read, you know, or just take a hot bath, you know, a good soap and light some candles, you know, just so you can relax and, you know, decompress. Yeah, because I believe everybody needs that, especially us as women, because we take so much on. It's in our nature, even when we try to rebuke it, you know, we always, that's just in our nature. And don't be so hard on yourself. Like, it's important to give yourself positive acknowledgments. You're in grad school, you're taking care of your grandchildren, you're helping out your family. You are winning. You are doing awesome. And don't forget to tell yourself that. In the midst of, you know, I don't want to say chaos, but in the midst of everything that's going on, because I can understand life getting hard and having multiple things on one's plate.
Right, and those are good points and I'll try to do at least some of them this week. Okay. But another thing I had was, I've been having trouble falling to sleep. So I'm not real sure if there's any kind of points you can give me, or I can, you know, kind of help me through that part. I know, of course, this is part of my stress, my anxiety, where my mind is all over the place. So it's kind of hard to settle down when it's time to get to sleep.
Yeah, and that's definitely understandable, because, you know, you're going through your day, and our typical day is 12 to 16 hours from wake up to bedtime. And it is hard, you know, to shut the mind off. So one thing I would suggest is you can go on Pandora or YouTube, and they have meditation music, yes, or help people to help you go to sleep, and mindfulness meditation. And you can just type that in, and they have plenty of songs, like whether you need 15 minutes up to a couple hours. You know, they have a lot of good sounds and tones that will just help you relax, and your subconscious, it'll help that relax and shut off, you know, which will help you, you know, get to sleep. And I think that's a really good natural way, you know, to go about it. Another resource is melatonin. That is a natural, you know, supplement that's provided at any drugstore. And they come in like 5 to 10 milligrams. You can take 1 or 2 at night. Like a half an hour before bed, from what I read on the labels. Yeah, because I take that sometimes myself to help me get to sleep.
And does it work pretty well?
Yes, it does, yes. But the more you are stressed or at a high anxiety level, sometimes it could be a little bit less effective. And that's kind of where those YouTube videos, like with the mindfulness tones and the sounds, or, you know, the sound of the waves or the forest, whatever, you know, tastes you like. Yeah.
I like the rain, so that's probably what
yes, you can definitely search that. They definitely have plenty of those for hours. And you can play that at a good volume, you know, because I know grandkids, you know, be sensitive to sound. So you can play it at a nice low volume, or put your headphones in or earbuds, and, you know, just kind of zone out, you know. Just zone out.
Yes, because right now, I kind of like chant to myself, which is kind of interesting too, I guess. I do, you know, pick a word, maybe something positive, or, you know, respect or whatever. So I'll just kind of do like a little song to it. I guess it's kind of like the sheep when he counting
sheep. Yes.
So, but anyway, that kind of works for me, and so I'm just thinking, well, what else can I do kind of to help me with that?
To go along with that. Yeah, the chanting is very good. Yeah, and definitely positive, because as human beings, we always throw the negative first, or that's always the first one to pop up. So definitely positive, like, I'm capable, I'm able, I'm doing this.
That's good.
You know, and you say that a couple times to yourself, and, you know, and that gives yourself and your inner self-confidence a lot. You know, and it helps your subconscious and boosts your confidence, because you're like, yeah, it might be hard, and I'm going through some stuff right now, but look at what I've done. And look what I'm doing right now in the present. and you only have 3 more semesters to go, if I'm correct.
Right.
And that's a good way to look at it.
That's true.
Yeah, versus saying, oh, I don't graduate till 2020. That can kind of seem far off, to some people, even though we're coming into 2019. You could just be like, I have 3 semesters left until,
So just kind of changing your thinking.
Yes, reframing your thoughts.
That is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is there anything else
Well,
that can help you with?
I think it's been hard for me to approach my support system or to really use them.
Yes.
I'm like the one that's always the dependable one. I do it on my own. I do, whatever I need to do, I do it. And it's hard for me to depend on people. Not that I don't have people there or anything, but it's just hard for me to reach out. And then we get busy and say like, I don't have the time to reach out to anybody,
Right, exactly. You don't have the time to send the text message or make the phone call at times. And I can definitely empathize, with that, being you're the dependable one, you're the one people go to. Right. But it's also important to remember that you're human too. The same supports that you offer your loved ones, you need some of those too, if not all of the same things. You know what I mean? And I know that it can be a little bit of pride that comes in, because your subconscious doesn't want you to you don't want to seem weak, or like, oh, I can't do it, because I've been doing it or getting things done for a long time, but we have to remember, it's okay to ask for help. And it's also okay to say no. You know what I mean? It's okay to be a little bit selfish. Because you know what I mean? It's not always a bad thing to be a little bit selfish.
Right, and that is so hard. Another hard thing for me. You're getting me, you're reading me, because that's another hard thing. So then I end up running all over the place because I told this person I would do it. I told this person I would. I told them I'd get this over there. So it's just trying, I guess,
to satisfy all that. And from what I see, you are definitely a woman of your word. So you stand by your commitments. Your word is definitely your bond, and that is definitely appreciated, because that is lacking in today's world. But I would say to you is, you have to make sure that you're okay. Because if you're not okay, or at what is 100% for you, then you can't be great and do what you need to do for your loved ones to your best capability. You know what I mean? And it's okay, because I know graduate school can be very demanding. You have a lot of assignments, there's a lot of reading, and then you also have life. And life, in layman's terms, does not care about your plans. Not to be negative, but it just happens. Things just happen that are out of our control, and we have to adapt. And you have done a great job at adapting to the changes and circumstances going on in your professional life, in your personal life, in your educational, life at school. And it's like I said in the beginning, it's all about reframing and kind of putting yourself first at times. Because if you're a little too, stressed out or, anxious, and you're like, oh, I really kind of don't want to go to this, party tonight, but I told, my sister that I would be there, how about you compromise, and instead of maybe cooking and, being there for the whole party, maybe show up for 30 minutes to an hour, be like, oh, I have an assignment, or I'm just really tired, I'm really fried, it was a really long week, it was a hard week, and I'm just gonna, go take a little rest. And I think your loved ones would understand that if you presented it to them like that.
They would, yes.
And it's okay to ask for help, and I know it's hard, because in your nature it seems like you're the dependable one, you're the one who gets things done. Right. But it's also important to remember that you need your me time. You need to decompress. In the midst of getting all those things done, you need to stop and slow down, smell the roses, as they say, and that's okay to do it. We're not machines. We're pretty darn close as women.
We're getting there.
As women, we do a lot, and I commend you for it, because we don't always get credit for everything that we do.
That's true.
But yes, no problem, and you just remember it's okay. And if you'd only have 2 to 5 minutes of each day, just to have a little me time, or to have a break, or detach from the stress, and school and professional commitments,
Mhm.
then that's okay.
Yeah.
And you can build off of that, you know? You don't have to start gigantic and then kind of feel a little bit let down because you can't meet that because, you know, other circumstances are preventing that. So I would just say start small and then gradually, you know?
Sounds good.
Yes, it was a pleasure. I hope to see you in the future.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have our resources at the front desk.
Okay.
For contact information and other mindfulness resources like
Okay.
meditation. We do yoga here.
Okay.
Yes, and it's all for all levels.
Right.
So, and
Okay.
that's also another option for you. So, and that's at the front desk if you want to pick those
All
up.
right, we will.
All right.
Thank you
Well,
so
thank you. It was
much.
a
Yes.
pleasure. You
Thank
have a
you.
great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.